Right, hi lads and lasses, welcome to Darts Coaching with Dynamite Dave, and today what we're going to be talking about, or it is the third in the series of Thinking About Darts. Right, the 138, so we go for a treble 20, hit the treble 20, we go for the double 19, miss double 19, so it's a single 19 again, and that leaves you dead clear thinking double top. So it's know where you're going and go where you know. Right, so we're going to have a look at a little cheeky one here, which is 40, and it's double 10 for double 10. Absolutely fantastic and tends to crush opponents. Now we're going to have a go at the DD64, which I absolutely love this. It's double 16 for double 16. Dead simple. Well, you notice that one that I didn't put in there, that was 2 bullseyes for 32 for double 16. So there you go, we've got a double 16, missed double 16, second double 16 in the bed. And that shows you there how I actually use it as a marker. So the first one went in, the second one was slightly outside, and I managed to use those 2 darts as a nice big buffer to put the third one in. Right, so in this episode of Thinking About Darts, what we're going to do is we're going to get into a very controversial subject. Or it's a lot less now than it was when I first muted this, about probably going back 7 or 8 years now. Over the last 2.5 years, it's become part of the mainstream darts that you see on the TV. Now what they do is they're in a transition period, so they started out poo-pooing what I was saying, not doing it at all. Then a few of the players picked it up. Me and Ronnie Ibricks had a bit of a tete-a-tete on the first video that I put out of it. I think, no, actually it was the second video, not the first one. The second video where people were actually starting to recognise it. Ronnie Ibricks and me had a bit of a, not an argument or anything, just a discussion about the DD finishes. He said to me, it's alright for the lower level players, but you'll never see professionals do it. I think he called me crazy or mad. He said, you're absolutely mad, nobody's going to finish like that. The odds and percentages work in the favour of the traditional way of doing it. But to be honest with you, again, it's my way of thinking. I came up with this because of my way of thinking, and I just think that when things are clearer in your mind, they're easier to execute. Again, this is the same as everything that I do, lads and lasses. Everything that I do, it's common sense. It's obviously a lot better to have absolutely straight in your mind what you're going to do at that hockey before you actually get there. The modern players, even in the PDC and what have you, I would hesitantly say 85 to 90% of them, as they walk up to the hockey, that is when they're going to decide what they're going to do. They've usually thought, well, I'll start off with a treble 20 and then go from there. Whereas the Dynamite Dave way of thinking and finishing means that before you get to that hockey, you know exactly what you're going to do. You've got the 1 or 2 tiny scenarios where if it goes wrong, what you're going to do. And it all, as I say, as it builds, it makes sense. So stick with the video. I think you'll find this quite entertaining, and I also think it might change the way that you think about darts and the way that you think about finishing forever. So let's get over to the table and let's have a look at the way that Dynamite Dave thinks about finishing. Right, so here we are over at the bench. We've got the dartboard on the bench, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an idea of the way that Dynamite Dave thinks about finishing. First of all, as I've said before, know where you're going and go where you know. So when you're stood behind your opponent and your opponent's having his visit at the board, if you're down to a finish, think about what you're going to do, because there's nothing worse than when you come to the board, you throw your first dart, it doesn't go exactly where you think it's going to go, and then you stood there scratching your head wondering where to go next. So this is where this really comes in, and it starts, the Dynamite Dave finishing uniquely starts at 138. That is where it realistically starts. Everything above that is a 2 treble visit, what I call a 2 treble visit. Anything below 139, so 138 downwards, is a 2 double finish. The reason why I use the doubles is, and it's really simple this, and it's just, for me it's sort of like, it's child's play. Look at the size of that segment, and then look at the size of that segment. Now what I get from a lot of people is what happens if I go on the outside of it. Well, if you go on the outside of it and you've got to the point where you're at a decent level, you're only going to be just on the outside of it. So if you're just on the outside of it here, you've actually got something to aim at. And as I've said in the grouping, when I'm talking about throw your first dart in and throw your second dart at your first dart's flight. Now we can see with this one, this bottom flight, the flight wing is pointing downwards. So if I want to get a dart into the double 20, I will aim at that part of the actual dart itself. So instead of aiming at the crosshairs, I'll aim at that point. On normal flights, obviously it's a chamfer going down, so you've actually got a bigger target, and that's what I will aim for. So that then hopefully gives me a marker to put the other one in. And with a little bit of deflection or straight in, hopefully it'll land in that. Even if it lands over here, it's still with you aiming at that dart. So what I'm talking about when we start at 138, so we'll start at 138 and we'll come down, not in the increments of cells, because obviously the video would take forever, but this is the way that I think about things, right? Is if I want 138, what I will do is I'll go treble 20, double 19 for double top. And the reason why I do that, as I've said on 1,000 occasions, the only way you can win a leg, a match, a tournament or any money is by hitting these sections. Not by hitting these are irrelevant. It's by hitting those and maybe that one there as a backup. But these are the mainstay, all these round here. Every one of these round the outside of this board has to become your best friend. And if it does, it'll make you 1,000 times better dart player than you are now, just by concentrating and using the outside ring of the dartboard. Because the more you use it, the more you hit it, the more you hit it, the more you use it. So it's really important to realise that this is the most important part of the dartboard. And here's where the logic comes in, right? So you've got 138, so you're looking for 138, you've smacked in your 60, yeah? So you come down for double 19 and you miss it on the inside. So what do you do then? This dart isn't in the board yet, so what if you're thinking about it, how would you think about that? And I'll show you how I think about that. That goes in there, and my brain is already plumbed in for this. I'm already intending to go for double top. So the next time I come to the board, I've got, from removing these darts to throwing my first dart at that double 20, I've got all that time to relax. I've got all that time to relax. I know exactly where I'm going, I know exactly what I'm doing. And when I come back to it, I've got double top, so if I throw for double top and it goes just on the outside, I've got my marker. If my second one goes on the outside, I throw direct into the 2 darts here and hope for a deflection into the double 20. And it does a lot of the time work. So your last dart hopefully will come in and you'll be able to throw it up at an angle, hit that, it'll deflect off that and into there, like that. One that I love to do, and it's an absolute crusher for people, is 132. I mean, a lot of people go for 50 to start off with because it's the normal perceived thing to do. I don't do that. I go for treble 20, because then what I do is I'll go for the treble 20, obviously, 132. Then for me, you've got 2 choices. You can either go for here, because you're in the same area of the board, and then go for your double 16, or you can go for your double 16, leaving your double top, and then if you miss it, you know where you're going. So it's know where you go where you know. So you've already made your mind up. So if you've made your mind up that you're going to go treble 20, double 16 double top, if you miss the double 16, you hit it on the inside. Next visit, you're left with double top. Next scenario, what we're doing is we're coming down, and we're down below 100 now, so we're on to the lower finishes. So let's pick one at random, something that's dead popular, and I teach people both ways of this, dead simple, 72. So 72, the scenario for me for 72, me personally, I like double 16 leaves me double top, miss the double top for double 10, but again, I know exactly where I'm going. If this one goes on the outside, so if you've hit the double 16, you've got 2 darts for tops. If you hit a single 16, you put one right next to it, and you've got 1 dart for tops. If you hit the double 16 and you miss the double 20, these are just like no-brainers. Down, down. You don't have to think about it, and that's the whole idea of the Dynamite day finishing. It's not just the double doubles, it's because it makes sense. That is much bigger than that. That is much bigger than that or that. So upstairs for thinking, downstairs for dancing. Like again, 72 again, another one, dead nice one, dead easy as well, is double 18 for double 18, and there's your 72. Again, this is a great combo because if you hit the first one, miss the second one, you know exactly where you're going, it's double 9. If you finger, it's just, I just love this because it just makes so much sense. You throw for double 18, right, you hit the first one in, you miss with the second one, you've got 2 fantastic markers there to drop one in there. You can actually throw them direct at the darts, and hopefully you'll either get a deflection or it'll go straight into the double 18. Again, this is just really simple thinking. There's loads of times where I will go for, here's another one that people like sit and scratch their head with, 66. How would you go 66? I'll show you exactly how I go 66. Double 15, double 18. Both on the same side of the board, both way bigger than going other ways that people would go. And it's the same strategy again. You miss the double 15 to start off with and you go on the inside, it's one next to it and you're going exactly where your brain was already programmed for. So it makes it simpler. It takes all the thinking out of it, and obviously if it takes the frustration, the thinking and the anxiety out of it, it means that you're more relaxed while you're doing it. So when you're actually going for these numbers, you're far more likely to hit those 2 big 15s. You're far more likely to hit the double 15 because you're a lot more relaxed about it, because you know if I miss that, you know I know exactly what I'm going to do next. So again, that's just a great way of doing it. Brilliant. If you miss the 15 and hit a 10, it's dead simple, big 20. Big 20 for double 18 again. So you've made your 30, double 18. So it's dead simple whichever way you want to do it. It really does work, and it works really well. I mean, you can, again, you can if you want to. If you go for double 15 and you crack one into there, there's absolutely nothing stopping you using this as a marker to drop one in there and one in there. It's still a double finish. Again, if it fails, you know exactly what to do to leave yourself exactly where you were going in the first place on your next visit. And on your next visit, you're a lot more relaxed because you know exactly what you're going for. And you've not got to do all that mental thinking power to get you to where you want to be. Right, so that, in essence, and it works for all the different segments, all the different ways down. As I said before, 38. As I said before, 68, double 15, double 19. You're not that far away from each other, and you know exactly what you're doing if something goes wrong with it. If you hit the single 15, it's another one for double 19. I just think that this takes a lot of the brain work out of your finishing, and it works for me. And anybody who plays me regularly in the pub, Dredge or any of the others, will tell you this works, and it really does work. So what you'll notice is there's another button down here, and it's the super thanks. So if you like the channel, if you're impressed with what I do, if what I've done has helped you in a small way, if you can help me in a small way, that'd be absolutely fantastic. So if you click that button down there, you can make a little bit of a donation to the channel. Don't forget, everything that comes in to Dynamite Dave will get you slips in the monthly raffle, in the free monthly raffle. No matter which way you support me, no matter what you do, if you buy a couple of bits off me off eBay, if you donate a few quid, it's basically you will be represented in the monthly prize draw. So, and it's a free monthly prize draw. Some fantastic prizes, everything from dartboards to darts to accessories. There's all sorts coming along. If you want to help me improve the channel, down here, super thanks, just click on that, drop us a few quid. Nice one. Thanks very much, lads and lasses. Let's get on with the video. The fundamental part of it is you're using these, and this, lads and lasses, is the only way that you can win a game. It's the only way you can win a leg. It's the only way you can win a match. And it's damn sure the only way you're ever going to win a tournament or any money is by hitting them bits there. So my advice to you, as it always is make those your best friend. So go and do some practice now and have a go. If you don't have a go at it, you'll never know how good you could be at it. And believe me, you'll see, not instantaneously, but once you've got the confidence to go for the doubles, once you've got your grouping round the doubles, and that's, again, just going to go off a little bit of a tangent here. When you're warming up, what I do is I warm for the bulls. So I'm throwing for the bulls, and then what I do is I don't go for treble 20s. What I'll do is I'll go and I'll go to different parts of the board. So first visit, I might go for double fours, and what I'll do is I'll group all of them like that in the double four or around the double four. And then when I've done 2 or 3 visits for that, and this is when I don't matter whether it's when I'm practicing warming up in the studio or whether it's when I go for a competition, this is the warm up that I do. I don't stand there and hammer that, because that will not win you any games. That will win you nothing. Absolutely rock zero will that win you. These are what win you matches, and all the ones that you don't like. How can you have a double that you don't like? They're all the same size round that board. And it's only psychological where you're thinking to yourself, I can't stand double 7, I can't stand double 9, I hate double 1. Why? That double 1 is the same size as that double 16. It's just psychological. Absolutely 100%. It is just psychological. And once you've got to be good friends with all those doubles, you'll find a massive difference in your game, whether you do the Dynamite Dave way, whether you throw in your own way, whether you believe what I do or what I don't do. Give it a go, you never know. So have a go at that for me and see how you get on.